Today is my mom's 85th birthday. And I thought there was a teaching moment there. Now, I'm not going to tell you about the Venn diagram I invented in my 20s before I knew that Venn diagrams were a thing that I invented because of all the lessons she taught me in the first few years of my baby brother's life about child development. The woman was a genius about child development. And I turned that into a Venn diagram before I knew Venn diagrams. And I'm not telling you that story today. No, I'm telling you another story. I'm telling you about the whole reason I do what I do and the person that inspired it. And that's my mom. So, quite some time ago, oh, I don't know, about 20 years ago, I was talking with my late husband, Drexel, about actually before he was my husband, about the purpose of the work I wanted to do when I was coaching people. And keep in mind, I'd been a program director in nonprofit. Then I'd been an executive in a fintech startup scaling from employee 23 to employee 500 and a $100 million exit. And at this point in time, I'm in management consulting. And I missed being the boss of hundreds of people so bad. But I liked the freedom, the time freedom and flexibility that I had with management consulting in the boutique firms I worked with. So I was able to be present for all sorts of things that I wouldn't have been able to be present for if I'd stayed on the executive path. Great. So I'm doing the management consulting thing, but I missed being the boss of hundreds of people. And I decided I was going to coach because that was the fun part of being the boss of hundreds of people is coaching people and developing their talent and helping them achieve their goals. And so we were having conversations about what was the result we were looking for? What is the result I helped my clients achieve? And the result I helped my clients achieve was about their whole lives, that their marriages were stronger, their children were thriving, they were healthier, and they had time to spend on their music, their art, their community, their church, their athletic interests, all the things that mattered to them. To this day, my favorite testimonials tell that story. My all-time favorite testimonial is the woman whose children were reading below grade level by one grade level when she started working with me. And the next school year, they were reading one grade level above grade level. Best testimonial ever. But it was actually more than that for her because her marriage was stronger. She was healthier. People would walk up to her and say, you've transformed. What happened? What did you do? She worked with Wendy. So Drexel's way to talk about this was to say, and frankly, it's like one of the few things he ever invented that stuck with one and two syllable words. And so I've still used it over the years. Career design for your whole life. And it doesn't matter whether you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder, an executive or leader in a corporate or startup environment. The whole purpose to what we're doing is everything that happens outside of work. And my mom is the reason that I do that. She was really, really, really big on making sure that we had whole lives. And her oldest child, that'd be me, really, really, really stretched that muscle. because I was really into things and would go really deep into those things. Classic gifted brained child. And in case you haven't seen the Venn diagram about ADHD and autism and gifted, my favorite Venn diagram ever, even better than the one I invented in my 20s. People think that people who are gifted have it easy. That, oh, that just means things come easy to you. And that's not exactly accurate. It's not always fun being the smartest person in the room. It's not always fun being having all the sensitivities and all the things and having the brain go all these places and people not understanding. And when you actually talk the way you actually think, people's eyes kind of go into the back of their head and they're like, oh God, there she goes again. Well, when you go deep on all the things, then you can lose balance, you can lose perspective, you can lose whole life. And so, time and time and time again, she would encourage me to go for whole life. Yes, you're really good at the piano and you could practice 3 hours a day, but then you won't have time for this thing, that thing, and the other thing. And those things are important for your well being. Yes, you could be in all the gifted and talented classes, but you need a class or two that's easy, that doesn't demand quite so much of your time. So let's figure that out over and over and over again. That's where that came from. That's where that idea came from. So I have one heck of a legacy, but I actually share it with the woman who inspired it. So on her birthday, I encourage you to do something you love with the people you love. Get excited about a small thing. And have a cookie because cookies never made her feel sick.